Hello guys, this is Paula back today to do a video with our altered book. Now, I'm just randomly going to be doing things like this because I want to make sure we get other things in too. So we completed the tag portion, but we'll do it again down the road. I am working on my design team project right now, and I thought we would work on our book today. It is really getting full. It is getting full. This is the page we worked on last, and I'm pointing it out to you because I haven't done anything other than I made this a while back, and I decided maybe I would do put birds type stuff in this section. So we'll do that there, and it may or may not be birds. It may be flowers, and it may be a mixture. So we finished this where we had this pocket here. Okay, we have this little pocket right here on the side. We have a pocket here on the top and on the side. So we've got 4 pockets right here. This is one of my old vintage pillowcases. I took it apart and did different things with it. This was on the other end. And so I will be using different things at different times. So we're off to this page now. This is the other side. And you know, all of it's getting kind of, I don't know, we may have to figure out how we can do this because look how much we have left. Any suggestions? I've been pulling stuff out real often, and usually I do it before I get on so you don't have to, but about every 8 pages, 6 pages, and it's getting more and more that I do that. So I thought on this one we could do, we may have to just do some plain pages without any kind of decoration. But today I have planned for us to do this, like a pocket over like this. So we'll have a pocket here, and then I had thought we might do an envelope over here. And but I don't have one right in front of me, I don't think. Let me look. I don't have one. Let me look. Maybe I do. Here, let me get this one. I've got so much stuff piled up on my oh, this is all envelopes. That's exactly what we need, isn't it? If I can get it open. Okay. So we're just going to get one of these envelopes out. These came from Hobby Lobby. And we will make this envelope be a pocket. And it looks like it's the perfect width. So I'm going to leave the flap out this way. And yeah. We'll just try this and see what happens. We can have a pocket back here, and we can have a pocket inside. So let's try that and see if we like it. You know, you never know till you try it. And it's different. Okay, so let's glue this page back because it is going to attach to the left page. And so I'm just going to put some glue, come on, right here. Normally I would do it after, but I thought maybe we could go ahead and get it done here. And pull it straight up. Hopefully I don't get it all over me. My fingers and hands look so nasty. It's because of all the product I use, all the glue and all the ink, and I wash them a million times a day and they're dry. I've noticed that my cuticles are super dry. I've been lotioning, and you wouldn't know it to look at it, but I do. Okay, now I'm going to lay that down for a second. I see a little piece on this previous page that's not stuck down. It's a lot of gluing, so you know that's a good reason why we have all this heaviness in the papers. So I guess maybe I missed something. Maybe we used too big of a book. This book has like 464 pages, maybe 482 pages, okay? And 482 pages. I'm wondering if we would not have benefited by going with, you know, smaller book pages, smaller amount of book pages. So, all right, just give that some thought. And I may go back and see if I can find the video where the lady talks about this book, how to make it and everything. So after these 2 pages, we're going to tear out a bunch. We'll probably tear out about 10 because we've got to start doing something, or we'll be doing this book till this time next year. Okay, so I've got some antique paperia, and I've got some, I don't know her name. She has an unusual name. Aozi, or I'm chopping that to death, and I apologize to her. I just need to look it up and let you guys know. Okay. Aizio. It's bugging me now. It's not an easy name to remember. Okay, so now we're going to use antique papery, and this paper right here is Artie Mays. So I love those papers. They work with everything, and they're perfect. Okay, so I think what we're going to do with this one, I just think this is so pretty with all the floral on it. I just love it. So I'm thinking, should we do it on this side or this side? I like it on both, but I think we're going to do it on the left. I think we'll do it on the left. Let me make sure we've got the right amount here. And whatever we need to tear, we can. You know, it's not always perfect. So let's see. Let's tear off this top portion. Okay. Hope you guys are having a great day. Still a little humid out, you know, and I dread, because this weekend I am going to a scrapbooking retreat. Well, it's not a sleepover. It's a go each day. It's in the same town. It's really just a gathering, but we're going to do it for 3 days. So that makes it really nice. Okay, so we're going to tear this right here. And let's go ahead and tear it on the bottom too and get the rest of that white off. And anyway, so I'm working on cards and albums. And so I'm going to finish one album that I'm working on. And then I'm going to turn the book here so we can see if we can tear it in the right place. So it's this way. So I thought I would work on some Christmas cards, some fall cards, you know, I'll show them to you. I'll show you guys. I will not be doing as much as Gail did at her last, because we won't be doing it night and day, through the night and through the day, only during the day probably, until about 10 o'clock at night. Then I'm wiped out at that point. But it's so much fun to always get to see my friends. Okay, so here we go. We're going to go under here and see. This may have to be ripped off. It's not cooperating. So I'm thinking, see, I normally would do this before I put the pocket down, but I decided not to. I wanted this pocket to be able to dry. So this is going to go just like that. I like that. It's so pretty. I'm going to move some of this paper out of my way so I can get you guys up closer. Let me close my glue here. If I don't, it will end up being like a monument. You know, it'll be very, very hard to get out. So be praying for my little Charlie. It's an ongoing thing. I guess you've gathered this, you know, it's a rare autoimmune disease, and they've been trying to get him off the steroids for the last 2 years, but something happens every time. He'll be doing super great, and then they try to get him off, and then he's got to go back and see them on Monday in Ohio. He's almost off of them, and it seems like every time he almost gets off the steroids, he starts having joint pain all over. And so the last time he was there, he got a new rheumatologist, a pediatric rheumatologist at the Children's Hospital in Cincinnati. And she wanted to see him because she wanted to see him while he was having the problem, so she could determine more, you know, because every time she's seen him, he is not going through a rough patch. It seems like, you know, it just never worked out that way. So, ooh, I think I'm going to go ahead and do this. And then we can put something across the bottom. I like that, don't you? Okay. Anyway, he's been in a lot of pain. His shoulders, his back, all of his joints, his hands, his wrist, his feet, his ankles. I mean, any joint in his body is hurting right now. And so he's got to make it until Monday, which isn't too bad. And his dad's driving up there, and hopefully they can wean him completely off and start him on this new drug that he can take that won't damage, you know, organs and stuff, because he's been on the steroids for nearly 3 years. And so that's a long time for a little tiny guy. Of course, he's been on the dose that's appropriate for him, but still, I'm a Grammy and I don't like it. And I know his mom and dad don't like it, but we do whatever it takes to make him feel good. And he's been doing good. You know, he's going to summer school. You know, they decided not to send him on to kindergarten again. So he's going to take, just because he's so small compared to the other kids, and they said that he was doing really good in his kindergarten class, but they want to go ahead and wait and give him another, you know, hopefully this next year he'll get passed on to first grade. It really just depends on how much school he misses, and you know, he does miss a lot because he's sick a lot. I'm trying to find my pink paper that is Artemis, but I don't think I've got any right here. I'm going to have to reprint, it looks like. So let's just do some of this mint green. let's just tear some of that and get it working for us. Okay, I'm going to tear off this edge. Whoops, a little crooked tear there. Let's go ahead and tear this in too. If we just tear around it, then it's pretty ready for whatever we decide to use it for, right? Okay. Anyway, he's been coming home really tired, you know, after his summer school. His mom decided to put him in summer school instead of just taking him to, you know, preschool somewhere. And she thought that he would benefit more because they would be working on the same curriculum and working on the things that the child needs some work on. Okay, let's see. Let's do it like this. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So I'm just going to cover up the strip across the bottom, and probably what we'll do, I'm trying to get over here on the edge. I want you guys to be able to see. Probably what we will do is do that same strip across the bottom on the other side. I think that will help it to look better. It has some of the same. Ooh, I like that. One of my very favorite combinations is pink and mint green. When my daughter was little, she had a white canopy bed. When she was old enough to get out of her crib, she went right into her canopy bed, and she had pink bedspread, and her canopy top was pink, and then she had a lot of mint green and pink in her room. Her throw pillows were mint green and pink. It was just adorable. And I ran upon a picture of that when we were doing her 40th birthday party. Ran upon a picture of it, and it was fun to get to see that. Okay, over here, got to remember, we're putting on our envelope. So, I'm thinking, we could do it like this, and we'll see what we've got to put up here. You know what? This is so pretty. The other part of that is so pretty. Why don't we just put it across here? I think that would be nice, don't you? So let's just do that across the top. And that will give us, you know, we don't have to put it behind the envelope. So let's see. I'm going to go ahead and rip right here. And right across the top. Okay. Okey-doke. Oh, we forgot this side. I've got to go get my nails done after this video. And then I got to come home and do my hair. You know, all the things that you have to do when you go on a crop. You have to have everything done in order to have a good time. You don't have to think about any of that stuff. And I don't want to go there looking like Mrs. Clawfoot. It's not that bad, but I think it's funny. I think it's funny, even if it's not that bad. My nails they need to be filed so bad. I filed them just a few days ago, but it doesn't take long for them to get all, you know, and then you break them. I break them doing stuff in the craft room here all the time. Then I'll get it back to normal. But mostly I have trouble with my cuticles. I just hate it. Oh, come off of there. I'm going to have to get a new piece of paper. Let's see. Let's put the pink on the top. Up here. So my husband's going to take advantage of me being gone, and he's going to go work on my niece's electricity. They've almost got the inside of the house sheetrocked, and the guy is come into the house to build the cabinets. So he's coming every day to work on the cabinets, and so that's nice. And yeah, so they're getting there, and it's just slow. They did get a FEMA loan. Thanks for all the prayers on that. You know, they had to fight it, but they did get a 1.3 or 1.4% interest. I know, it's crazy, right? And so they're only going to borrow just what they have to. You know, you don't want to borrow anything more than necessary. I like the way this is looking. I'm thinking we put green right here on the flap. That'd be pretty, wouldn't it? Just kind of follow the same way we did the other part. Can you imagine if we were inking all of this? Oh, I mean, it would look great. I'm not saying it wouldn't look good. It'd just be, I can't imagine. And as much as Rachel does, man, I understand why she doesn't. I don't think she's ever really inked the way she talks. And I think hers look beautiful. So, you know, I think the difference is when you ink, it gives you more of a grungy look. I mean, I don't have anything against grungy either, but I prefer the calmer. I like my paper not quite as grungy, but everybody likes it different, you know. The nice thing is when you custom order, you can get whatever you want. But when I make, if I'm just making it, I make it for the fun of it. And then because I don't have anywhere to store everything I make, I put it in my Etsy shop. None of it really ever has started to be, I never intended for it to be something, let me look and see if I want to put this inside. It's not quite long enough. So maybe we can do, let's put it right down in here. Maybe we can do just inside. Let's see how far we can get this down. It looks like it's the right width, doesn't it? Okay, so that's going to work. So now we got to tear it a little bit. I'm just going to pull it out of there a tiny bit and just go right under and see what we end up with. Does that make sense? Did that make sense? Okay. Now I'm going to put some glue on it. So I'm working on some albums that I've been working on, and I just haven't gotten finished. It's just one that I haven't finished, and then I'm going to make some fall cards. I'm just going to do something for myself instead of for the channel this time. Not that I don't enjoy doing stuff for the channel. I absolutely do. I just, you know, sometimes you need a break to do something different. I used to make cards for everything, and I really haven't been making many cards. I made a birthday card, but yeah. Okay, let me get my paper down in there. It's just wanting to stick. So all it's wanting to do is stick to everything it touches. I know it's going to work. I'm determined. Get down there. I know there's other ways to do this, but it seems like when I try it this way, it always wants to stick. There we go. It's calming down. It's because the glue is calming down. It's not going to be as sticky, but that's all right. We don't need it to be much stickier than it is already. I would like it to lay down and be smooth and not wrinkled, which it looks wrinkled right now. I'm going to do it like that and see what I can guide it down with my hand. You know, so it sticks to me instead of the, well, good grief, I had it. I had it all down where I wanted it. Then it went haywire. Okay, let's see now. Come on up on this side a little bit. There you go. You just got to fight it and show it who's boss. Right? Now, honestly, I did not get it perfectly straight right here. But you know, at this point, you got to let it dry a little bit before you try to straighten it. So I'm going to let it kind of stick up there. And I'll go back and trim that with my little scissors. Okay, now we also, right in here, see how this is kind of, I want to glue that down so it doesn't get, things don't get hung on it. I do this with any kind of envelope I use. I always try my very best to, let's see. Let me see if these little scissors will do anything I need them to do. Come on. If they start crunching down on it, I'll have to stop. Because sometimes they do. Well, there we go. Maybe that's better. Let's get this little corner. Come off of there. We'll probably have to add some more glue to this part. I mean, right over here. Yeah. I messed with it for so long that it, you know, it lost its sticky. The thing I love about this glue stick is it's so forgiving. I mean, if it lets go, you know, it will let you take care of it and it will go right back. All right, so let's make sure this side's down. There's a little bit corner. Corners, I've noticed, are where you have to re-stick a lot of times. I think it's because we're messing with them, trying to get them all lined up. Oh, that's all. All right, both sides are done. So see, whenever you open it, it's going to be down here like this. We're going to glue it down and put a pocket in the back. And when we open it, you're going to be able to see that inside. I decided not to do the same as the pink and blue up here. And that way, you know, you can distinguish the difference. I like this right here on here, but then we need something down here. So I have a strip of this. So let's just do those. Let's put this down first. That way it doesn't show as much as the pink. I like how it's coming out just perfect. You know, the amount and the sizes, and couldn't be any easier. Okay. There we go. Trim that little edge off right there that's sticking out. Put some glue on this portion. All right. All right, now we're gonna line this up down here with this section. Nice. And I'm thinking, should we do something right there? I don't think I'm going to worry about that. I think it looks fine like it is, and then we're going to glue it right there with our Fabri-Tac. Let me close up this this page that we're working on so it can We can use a new one. It is super sticky. And it will ruin your paper if you use the same one over and over and over. Just FYI. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to glue this envelope on and make it a pocket. So down both sides and across the bottom. Come on, Fabri-Tac. Come on, it's slow coming out because I think it's gotten thicker, you know. So I need to put some of that acetone in there to kind of thin it out. There's plenty in there. It's just I put the small hoe, if you remember. And now that the glue is getting thicker, it is not wanting to come out. Here, get through this one strip maybe here. Then we'll put something in it. I don't measure when I do this stuff, when I put the glue and stuff, or the acetone into the glue. I just don't measure it. Now I'm putting this as close to the edge of the right side without going over. But because of the width of it, you know, it's got to go closer to the spine. So we have to be careful to make sure it dries okay. Okay. Let's see what we've got going here. I like the way the pocket looks. What do you think? You guys like the pocket? Now I got those two sides down, so I want to make sure that the one close to the spine is down pretty good, and it appears to be. Okay, now I'm thinking, what do we want to do next? But it's so pretty. I don't know. I can't think. I don't think maybe we, instead of doing another page, maybe we can do embellishments. How's that? Now, I want to do birds on the previous page. Let's let this dry, and we'll go back and work on the previous page. Now, I told you we had this one old postcard that I covered, and it's going to go right here. It's the very perfect size. You can see the bird, and it's in the blue tones. Now, we do have some pink roses over in here, and I wanted to do birds. So I think what we'll do is, I'm thinking, aren't you glad I know how to think? I'm trying to think if I want to, and I think I do. I think I do. Forgive me. I'm a little on the nutty side. I was trying to find a bigger page so I wouldn't have to cut off my card. And I'm just going to I think I'm just going to do it like this. I'm just going to glue this on and make it like a tag right here. I can't tear it because this is like 3 thicknesses of text. So I'm putting it up against the roughed up edge of the text, but I'm going to, I'm going to trim around. These other sides aren't going to be as crooked. But see, we have this crooked edge right here. So we're good. All right, now I'm going to glue this down on here and let it dry while we move on to one of the others and see what we get. Now I am going to use glue stick. Let me make sure you guys are seeing okay. Yeah, you can see. Boy, we did that last page quick, didn't we? We're just at 34 minutes. That's unheard of. But that's all right. Now, I would want to ink everything. I forgot to ink pockets on that last one. So, hopefully, what a mess. Okay, so I'm going to lay this right here. try to get it down, starting at the bottom and lining it up with the straight edge on this side so that it fits just like I cut it. Yeah, now when this completely dries, I will, and we get the back decorated or collaged, I will stitch around it because I want to make sure it, you know, it stays. I guess we could go ahead and throw some stuff on the back before we do the next one and go ahead and get this collaged while we're at it. Now, I think, let's see what scraps we have in here. We have some of the blue, which I definitely want to use because we did have blue on that page. I'm looking to see if we have pink. Gosh, we do a lot of pink and blue, don't we? Pink and blue on this one. I'm trying to get over to some scraps and see what we got. If I can get it to happen. Okay. All right, we've got some of this. We've got some music sheet. We've got some of this peach, which I like. Let's see what that's going to look like. Putting some of the peach on there. This is Aozi. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna get that name right. Don't let me forget tonight, okay? To get online and look exactly how she spells her name. Okay. I know it's A-Y-O-Z. Aoze, maybe Aoze. If that's not right, tell me in the comments if you know. I don't want to offend anybody. I'm sorry. Aoze. If I am saying it wrong, I'm so sorry. Okay. I just want to learn it, and I want to learn it correctly. Okay. I worked in a doctor's office. Talk about getting some different names. You eventually got them right, but you would tear them to pieces trying to learn what they actually were, you know. And it's not fun when people come in. There's people that get super offended over you not knowing their name. Let me tell you. And, you know, you want to say, well, why'd your mama name you something that was so difficult? That's what I would think back then. But, you know, there was a lot of common names. But anyway, I'm just teasing. I wouldn't dare make fun of anyone. But it would be nice if we could all just be able to say the name right. Okay, so I'm liking this, but I really want to put a section on here that we can journal on. So let me see what I've got here. I've got some tea stain paper, so let's put a little bit on there. And we'll work around the tea stain paper because I'd rather have that than anything so that there's somewhere to journal. Okie doke. So we'll put that up here. Can't get that one little portion to cooperate. Okay. Awesome. Got that a little off. I need to do something about that. And then I'm going to put this right here. Then I'll come up with something to do with that. Let's do the tea stain paper first. Okay, then we'll put this portion down. Yeah, Charlie keeps asking his mom why he hasn't got his new teeth yet. His friends all have these teeth missing, and he wants to know why he doesn't. It's the steroids have a lot to do with that, too. He's so cute, you guys. I'm telling you, he's a mess. Total mess. But he is so cute, and his little personality is just so darn cute. It's hard to ever get on to him for anything, but of course Grammy doesn't that often. But his sister don't have a problem with it. He drives her crazy. Of course, she's at that age, you know, where she don't want her sibling hanging out with her. I always hate that age because I'm always afraid that as siblings they won't have a bond like they did when they were young, and that they'll just grow up and grow their different ways. And I hate it when I think about that even happening. You know, because it happens a lot. And luckily my kids grew up and loved each other, and you know, they care more for each other now, I think, than they did when they were little. And I don't have any complaints about that. I'm going to go ahead and put this little piece of blue right here, just to bring a little blue down here. Okay, so this is going to be ready to stitch when it dries. And we're going to put it over here on this side. Let me get over so you can see. We're going to put it in this side pocket over here. I'll get it all inked up and stitched. But I'm not going to stitch it on today's video. But that will go on the pillowcase side. And then over here, we're going to do another two little bird. One looks like a robin, one looks like a blue jay. And they have the roses, and I thought, you know, we could do one up and one down. So really all we're going to do with those is ink them. And then maybe I'll stitch around them. I don't really think I will. I like them better not stitched. You can have too much. So we've already got stitched stuff on this same side, so maybe we'll do something different. So, and they're white on the back, and they were made out of cardstock, so that's always nice. And see, we'll just put this one up at an angle, and then on this one we'll go down at an angle. The bird will be down and the rose will be up. And when I do my inking, I'm not real picky. You know, every once in a while, but I will usually say something if it makes a difference. But when you have to ink so much, oh my goodness, I've never inked so much in my life like I have the last year. Okay, so now we'll do the pink rose and then the blue jay. Now, I had forgotten about this pocket on the side. Let me grab something. Maybe I will grab one of these small time cards. I think they're so cute. See? They're not the normal size, and that's okay. I'm going to ink them first. And I think I'm going to slide it in the side pocket, but I'm going to decorate it first. I'm trying to think, what can we do on this one? I got some little journal on the back, of course. That's how most of the journaling comes about. Okay, there we go. So we can put the ink away. Okay, let me grab some. I've got stuff piled everywhere, you guys. You have no idea. I can't even, stuff is falling, and trying to get my little photo squares here and see if that's the one I want. Let me look real quick and I'll bring it over. Yeah, we can use some of these. I've got stuff everywhere, you guys. I like these. And so I'm thinking maybe we can trim it down and it can go on the top, or just down off the top of the little tag. I was looking to see if I have one with a little bird on it that is that same size, but I don't. Listen, I have been cutting. I just broke down and started buying all the digitals I wanted, and I've been cutting and working on getting all that done. This is cute too, isn't it? I think we've used that in the book, so we'll stick with that one for now. I think it's cute and it's the right color, and that's what matters. Okay, so I'm going to ink it real quick. Oh, we need to trim it. Let's trim it before we ink it on the side. Okay, so, well, actually, it's the exact same size. What's the odds of that? What is the odds of that? Now, you could add lace and stuff like that, too, if you wanted to, and we might. It's getting warm under these cameras. Whew. Okay, now you could also stitch around this one, and I might. It depends on, you know, how it looks when it's all said and done. I'm going to put some of this lace on it. So let me glue this portion down. Put some glue on the back. Sometimes this glue stick takes over. Do you ever feel that way when you're doing it? It will grab every corner it can grab, and it will just cover everything in glue. Okay, so I'm going to lay this right here on the table so we don't mess up anything of importance. So I'm going to put it right here on the edge. I like these little tiny time cards. I think they're cute. And so I've been making both. I've got the digital to make them both. I'm trying to remember who has them. I think it's, I've got to make a list and put their names on my desk. I can tell right now that I'm going to need to do that, because I don't want to miss anybody. I'll probably start getting their links, because I want them to get credit for anything I use. And sometimes it's just hard, you know, to remember. There's just too much to remember. Too many digital kits. The names of the kits and all of that just is nuts. So I'm gonna fix it where I can read it as we're talking to each other. Now I'm going to put this little bit of lace. I love this little tiny lace. I feel like it has been a great find. It was in all that vintage stuff that I got. The 2 big giant sacks full. Oh my goodness, I couldn't believe it. I was like jumping for joy that day, because I thought, man, what a steal. What a steal. And it was. I mean, I asked the guy how much. He said $20, and I took it and ran. No, you know, men don't really know. He may have been a temporary antique person. I don't know. But, you know, I didn't do anything wrong. I just said, you know, what do you want for this old lace? And maybe old, he thought it was not in good condition. That might have been the thing I said that might not have made sense. But he could have looked right through it and seen what all was in there. It was just all old lace. And listen, some of it has some stains on it, but I like what the stains represent, you know. So I don't have a problem with using the stains. Stained upside, because I think that just adds to it as well. Okay. Let's put some glue on this one down here. Or do we want to put 2 rows at the top? Yeah, because this is going to be down in the tag. Let's just add another roll up there just to give it a little more design. Put some glue right there. Turn it to the upright position. And glue it down. And it will get all over you. Yeah, this one I'm not going to stitch around because I like the way it looks. Yeah. Let me trim off the lace. There we go. Now this is going to go right here in this pocket. I say that as I'm working to get it in there. It might be glued further than it's supposed to. You know how it does. Yeah, that's what it is. It doesn't have a huge amount of room. That's why I thought this tiny thing would work. I might have to trim it down some. It's just barely too short. So let me get my trimmer. I don't want to have it all crooked when it's all said and done. Okay, now I don't know how it will do with this lace, so what I might do is cut it the opposite way up here and stop at that point and use my scissors. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do, because listen, I have ripped the lace off doing that before. It's not a fun thing. Just ruins your whole project, especially when it's wet. Get over. It's making my, there we go. Worked. It worked. It worked. Okay. Put this down here. Now we will have to ink this again, of course. But see, there's no difference. You really can't tell at all. Once I get it inked, you won't be able to tell at all. Just flip it over and do the other side too. Okay. There we go. Sorry, I was off camera just then. I apologize. Now let's see if it'll fit. It's wanting to. It's just really snug. May have to trim off the other side a little bit. We actually have more space on this side that I just trimmed on. I should have checked it before I inked it. Before I went through all the extra trouble. This time it will fit because I'm taking the same amount off again. And we'll see. Okay, let's try this one more time. I cut right through the lace. Okay, come on. Got some little doodads hanging there. This time, I am going to make sure it stays in there. And go over here and ink this side. Okay, keep your fingers crossed. This was kind of a last minute pocket. I decided, yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. And there you go. See, you've got all that going for it. And all we have to do is stitch around this. And I'll put some kind of lace on top so we can pull it right out without any problems. Let me move this into camera so you guys can see. Now this is the decorating for yesterday, or the last video here. Now when we turn over here, which is still kind of, let me move this bigger trimmer out of the way. I don't even have the normal place I usually use my trimmer. Don't have it where it needs to be. I don't know about you guys, but I love this. I love the way this turned out. Now, let me see how much time. Yeah, we're going to have to break and come back another day to work on it. But I am going to ink all the way around. And I'm going to tear out about 10 pages before the next video. Just so you know, I'm just pulling out 10 pages. And it's not anything you have not already seen me do. And I'm darkening this up a little bit because I don't want it to be stark white. So I'm always going to do around the edges. I don't do the middle because that's just exhausting to even think about. Now, if it was something special or ordered that way, I would do it, a custom order or whatever. But, man, so today, you guys, I had to work on getting some Christmas card stuff together that I was going to use at my retreat. And I saw all the Christmas stuff and I started thinking, okay, I'm going to have to do that. I'm going to do I might do 1 or 2 Christmas books in July, since it's July. Is Christmas in July is happening next month. And so, yeah, I've already gotten advertisements for things people are, you know, selling and stuff like that. Okay, I'm just kind of going over this, kind of roughing it up a little bit. This is going to be a pocket. I should have inked it on top to keep from getting it on the lower, but it's all right. All right, now when this is good and dry, I'll have to come up with some kind of card for in there. I haven't thought about that, to be honest. And then over here, of course, we have this pocket, which I know I should have inked before I glued it down. Sometimes you just don't think, do ya? Paula. I'm talking about Paula. Paula doesn't think sometimes. Okay, I'm going to pull that out so I can ink this. Yeah, I like the way the ink ages up the book pages. Yeah. I love the way that is turning out. So that's inked and ready to go. I'm going to put this back in the pocket behind it. There we go. And this is how the finished product looks here. Got the flap on the envelope, which I like the way that looks. We'll do that again. We'll not wait super long, but we'll do it before it's said and done. Okay, now over here, I'm just going to show you real quick and remind you how to tear out the pages. I decided to go ahead and do this. I'm going to do it different this time and see if I get straighter tears. I'm putting this ruler with the edge that you would tear paper on there, and I'm just, it didn't work, did it? Well, probably because my hand was in the way, and I should do it at a different angle maybe, because I don't like the big chunks, but they tell you do not pull them out all the way down to the binding because your pages will come out. The thing that I don't like about them being too big is when you fold over your page to cover it up, it is, you know, it's bulkier. And so that's why you want to do probably a good size pocket when you do that. Now, here we go again. I'm going to see if I can do it better this time. I'm going to go slower. Oh, yeah. Just take your time doing that. I thought about this the other night. I was thinking, how can I tear that paper and, you know, get a better result? So this is number 3. Now that one didn't do as well. But I'm going to keep the ruler there and see if I can tear some of them down. I get too fast. I think things are going great, and then boom. But still, it's looking better than it did. Wonder if I turn it this way, if it will tear better. We'll find out. Come on. Come on, come on. Well, I got pretty good until we got to this bottom section. So that's 4 pages. Excuse me. I've had a headache the last 3 mornings and have had to take some Advil. 7, that's 6 or 7 that I've torn. I have to watch it back and see because I don't remember. But I think it's not going to matter at this point. We're going to do one more. We got to get rid of some of these pages. That one did perfect. Good for you. Good for you. I'm going to move this into the trash. After I finish this video, I've got to get clothes on and go get my nails done. Then I have to wash my hair. You know how it is when you go on retreats, you got to get all spruced up. Okay, now this pocket, I'm going to show you how we're going to fold it. We're going to fold it like this, okay, in order for it to cover all of that. And I like to do this one because it keeps it from, it will hold this little extra bulk down here. And so we'll do that side like that. And then we'll figure out this side in the next video. Welcome all new subscribers. Thank you to all my current subscribers. Appreciate you guys a lot. And I hope you're having fun with this series and just with everything we've been doing recently. So, yeah, have a good evening, and I'll see you in the next video. But now I probably will not have a video on Saturday. I'm going to try my hardest to do one Friday and Sunday, but Saturday, most likely I won't, unless I have some small ones or something. All right, guys, talk to you soon. Bye.